Monetary Fund has identified India as a bright spot in the world economy and a key contributor to the global growth in the coming years. With the IMF recently releasing the World Economic Outlook report, a rocky recovery that shows India is likely to grow to nearly 5.9% in 2023. The report also cites India's impressive performance with digitization and also helping to pull the country out of the pandemic lows, and a prudent fiscal policy and also significant financing for capital investments expected to sustain the growth momentum. India, however, continues to remain a relative bright spot in the world economy and will alone contribute to nearly 15% to the global growth in 2023. That has been the impressive growth performance of India, and in that way already India is providing about 15% of the global growth in 2023. So that has been as far as the IMF has coming out to saying, using the macroeconomic model that has to analyze the impact on different forces and also the world economy, including foreign developments that have been affecting the domestic interest rates through net international capital flows. And here is what the IMF has to say about India, that it is a bright spot for global economic revival, especially after the effects of the pandemic. Now, this is a paper on part of the WEF that has been released as a rocky recovery that has clarified that the projections that are based on available information on the authorities' fiscal plans with the adjustments that have also been made. However, looking at the top 5 or 8 major global economies, that includes the US, Japan, Germany, UK, France, China, India and Brazil, and that is a calibrated attempt and effort to reflect the democratic developments and also the productivity trends that the 5 largest advanced economies and the 3 largest emerging markets and developing economies that cover nearly 70% of the global GDP. Pragya, good morning. Bharat remains a bright spot as the IMF has been pinning hopes on India, especially when it comes to economic revival.
Absolutely, and this is not the first time that such a report has come. Globally, the economists have been saying that India is doing very well. It has become the 5th largest world economy in the world. It remains a bright spot. This has already been said on the international forums at many times also, and the report says that India alone will contribute 15% of the global growth in 2023. This coming from International Monetary Fund, this is a big statement even for those who inside India says that we are not doing fine. So it is also endorsement by IMF and the international agencies saying that India will do well, will do better, and also the lot of stress that has been put on digitalization as well. The report also says that digitization also pulled out world's 5th largest economy from pandemic lows. This is a big statement when everyone, the opposition in the country, criticized digitization and also put government in the dock over COVID reform. So, coming from IMF and the report that has been made public, saying that digitization pulled out world's 5th largest economy from pandemic lows is a big statement, endorsement for the Modi government policies as well. Also, the report put focus on the prudent fiscal policy and the significant financing for capital investment that has been provided in budget. The report has put a thumb up for the Indian economy and also says a lot about world economy and vis-a-vis Indian economy. So India is seen as the brightest spot, is seen as the country that will do fine, that will lead the world out of the pandemic low that we have seen across the globe. So performance has been quite impressive this year, and this has been said in the report.
All right, Pragya, thank you very much for joining in. The IMF report has been saying that it also expects China and India to contribute around half of the global growth this year, with the rest of Asia and Pacific contributing as an additional 5th. However, India's growth performance till now has been quite impressive. Let's move on now and get you a breaking update that we are getting of violence that has now